The central Transdanubia region is one of the 8 major regions of Hungary. It lies in the northwestern central part of the country and covers 3 counties: Fejér, Veszprém and Komárom-Esztergom. Geographically speaking, the region belongs to 2 major geographical areas. One is the Transdanubian Mountains, a range north of Lake Balaton, comprised of smaller units such as the Balaton Uplands, the Bakony, the Vértes and the Gerece Mountains. The other major area is the Little Hungarian Plain, south of the Danube. The northern shore of Balaton, the country's largest and most famous natural lake, belongs to this region too. Lake Velence and the surrounding hills, also part of the central Transdanubia region, make another popular natural site and tourist destination. The total population of the region is 1 million. The most important and most populous settlement of the region is Székesfehérvár, which is the main economic, cultural and transport hub in the area. Tatabánya is the second and Veszprém is the third most populous city in the region. Székesfehérvár, the medieval royal seat, and until the Ottoman occupation, the city of coronations, has a history of more than 1000 years. It is the capital of Fejér County and also the most populous city in the region, with a population of 100,000. Székesfehérvár is not only a significant historical, cultural and educational hub, but also one of the most important industrial centers of Hungary, famous for its electronics industry and bus production. It is located close to the capital and it is easy to reach by train or on the motorway. The city is home to faculties of Corvinus University of Budapest, the University of Óbuda and the local Kodolányi János University. The most precious site of Székesfehérvár is its historical center. The ruins of the medieval royal cathedral, destroyed during the Ottoman fights and occupation, is one of the most important monuments from the glorious centuries of the Kingdom of Hungary. It was not only the sole official place for coronations, but most of the kings were buried there too. Its biggest attraction is the sarcophagus of Saint Stephen, the first king of Hungary. The most important buildings of the city center were built in Baroque style after the liberation by a Christian alliance. The Bishop's Palace and the new cathedral, as well as the Franciscan church, are the finest examples. Representing the historical role and heritage of the former royal city, the monument of the orb, erected in 1943, is one of the most well-known symbols of Székesfehérvár. Similarly iconic is Bori Castle, a romantic memento of deep love and artistic ambition. Designed and built by a local architect and sculptor, the complex consists of richly decorated fairy tale-like interiors, towers and gardens. Székesfehérvár once used to be the City of Kings, but the title, the City of Queens, is definitely attached to Veszprém. The seat of Veszprém County lies at the foothills of the Bakony Mountains, along the stream's shade, and it has 60,000 inhabitants. The city has been an important cultural, educational and religious center for over a millennium. The University of Pannonia is an important regional higher education institution. Its study programs are mostly in the fields of chemistry and science. Being one of the first 10 bishoprics of the Christian Hungarian state, Veszprém has played a vital role in the Roman Catholic Church and gained the rank of archdiocese. The most striking monuments of the city can be found within the fortification of the castle hill. St. Michael's Cathedral was established in the 10th century. The cathedral, together with the late 18th century Archbishop's Palace and the 13th century chapel dedicated to Blessed Gisela, St. Stephen's wife, create a special spiritual atmosphere around the Baroque Holy Trinity column. The statues of the first Hungarian royal couple stand at the end of the narrow street, close to the rocks of the castle hill. The 48 meters high fire watchtower served the protection of the city for many centuries in the past, and remains a symbol of the city even today. Another iconic landmark of Veszprém is the viaduct, which arches over the valley of the stream Shade. The Zoological and Botanical Garden, founded in 1958, was the third of its kind in Hungary. It was named after the famous hunter and Africa expert Kálmán Kittenberger. Besides indigenous and exotic animals, the newest attraction of the zoo is a dinosaur park. Tatabánya is a relatively new and mostly industrial city, which gained its importance thanks to extensive coal mining in the 20th century. It is the seat of Komárom-Esztergom County and has a population of 65,000. It lies in the valley between the Gerece and the Vértes mountains. Thanks to its geographical location, the main sites of the city are the cliffs and large caves of the Gerece foothills, along with the industrial monuments connected to mining. The symbol of the city is a magnificent statue of the mythological bird of the Hungarian people, the turul, commemorating a crucial battle of the Hungarian conquest that happened nearby in 907. The historical city of Esztergom is not only the birthplace of St. Stephen and one of the early royal centers, but also, since its establishment, it has been the center of the Hungarian Catholic Church. The city lies on the bank of the Danube, at the western gate to the Danube Bend region. The St. Adalbert Cathedral is the primatial basilica of Hungary, the church of the Archbishop of Esztergom Budapest, the highest-ranking Catholic priest in Hungary. The 180 meters long and 49 meters wide building is the largest church in the country, but also one of the largest churches in the world. Its dome is 100 meters high from outside and 71 meters high from inside. It was built in neoclassical style and was consecrated in 1856. There are many other monuments in Esztergom, such as the Primatial Palace and the Acropolis, the ruins of the first fortress and the Royal Palace. The city of Komárom of Hungary lies on the southern bank of the Danube, but its original historical center on the other side of the river is now part of Slovakia. Both cities are primarily famous for the unique enormous fortification system, which, in its current form, was built by the Austro-Hungarian army in the late 19th century. Fort Monostor is definitely worth a visit to explore history and arms technology. After the Second World War, the complex was used by the Soviet Red Army, causing a lot of damage. Today it is a museum and a national memorial site. Tata, which was built around the medieval royal hunting castle, is a beautiful baroque town on the shores of the artificial old lake at the foothills of the Gerecse Mountains. The main sites in the town are the castle and the baroque Esterházy Palace, but the town offers a number of outdoor activities, such as water sports too. There are numerous other castles across the region, which provide a glimpse into the life of the medieval lords and knights, guarding their land from the top of a lonely hill. The most famous and also the most well-preserved one is the Castle of Sümeg. But the fort of Csesznek in the Bakony Mountains and the ruins of Szigliget Castle at Lake Balaton should be on any tourist's bucket list too. Speaking of Lake Balaton, the northern shore is full of amazing cultural and natural heritage. The unique wine culture around Mount Badacsony and its neighborhood offer plenty of culinary experiences. The region is famous for white wines such as Pinot Gris, Chardonnay, Muscatel and Italian Riesling. Badacsony and other similar basalt peaks have a unique geological background since they are remains of prehistoric volcanoes. Spectacular rock formations were created as a result of millions of years of volcanic activity, which formed the entire landscape. Another natural treasure is the lake cave of Topolca. The 3 kilometers long cave system is situated under the very center of the town. It was discovered only in the early 20th century and opened to the public in 1912. Small boats can be hired to discover the labyrinth carved in limestone by the crystal clear karst water. There are many other enchanting tiny villages and smaller towns in the Balaton uplands worth a visit. Tihany Peninsula, with its charming village center, and the Benedictine monastery, founded in 1055 by King Andrew I, became one of the symbols of the turquoise lake. Balatonfüred is often called the cultural capital of Balaton. However, other towns too could rightfully compete for this title. The town has definitely the most elegant promenade around Balaton. Its historical center consists of remarkable examples of Hungarian neoclassicism, buildings from the early and mid-19th century. Thanks to its mineral springs, Balatonfüred has been a medical center for centuries. Today it is also home to the State Cardiological Hospital. Not far from Székesfehérvár lies Lake Velence, the country's third largest natural lake, a popular holiday resort. The natural environment is a bird reserve, while the surrounding hills are famous for their impressive geological formations. There is another famous lake in the region, but that one has nothing to do with nature. It is an artificial reservoir created to support the former cooling system of the local power plant, and it became well known for its picturesque fishermen's houses, the so-called floating village of Bokot.